Hello happy crocheters, this is Lindsay from windingroadcrochet.com and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute and easy tea towel. For this project I am going to use two 4-ounce balls of worsted weight cotton yarn. I am using this sugar and cream, and if I flip it over you'll see it is a size 4 worsted weight or medium cotton yarn. And it is 4 ounces for each ball. I'm also going to be using a size H 5mm crochet hook, yarn needle and scissors, and a 3/4 inch button. So I'm going to make a slip knot and begin to chain, and I am going to chain 96, which will work great for using up both of our balls of yarn. But you can make this as long as you like. When you finish your chain, we are going to work in the second chain from the hook, and I am going to work in the back bumps because this will be our finished edge. So 1, 2 chains over and working into the back bumps. Now if working into the back bumps is difficult for you, you can work into the chain any way that you like. I just prefer the finished look of working into the back bumps of the chain. So we're simply going to work 1 half double crochet in every chain across for a total of 95 stitches. Once you reach the end of the row, we are going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to work half double crochets again, but this time we're going to work in what they call the front middle bar, which is this loop right here. So if you look at your work, you'll see the back loop, the front loop, and below the front loop is the front middle bar. In order to work in this, we're going to yarn over, come underneath that front middle bar, up and under it, and then complete our half double crochet. And all we are going to do is continue working half double crochets under that front middle bar of every stitch across. What this will do is turn our front and back loops forward so we have this knit looking ribbing on the front of our work. So we'll just continue working half double crochets in the front middle bar all the way across. We'll again have 95 stitches, and your stitch count will not change throughout the entire project. When you reach the end of the row, we are going to change colors in our very last stitch. So before the last yarn over, you're going to yarn over with a new color and pull that through all the loops on your hook. That is how you change colors. Now we are just going to chain 1 and turn and repeat row 2. Continue to hold on to your pink yarn. There's 2 options for how you want to use this yarn. You can clip it right now or you can carry it up the side of your work, but that's completely up to you, and in a few minutes I'll show you what both look like. So now I'm just going to continue repeating row 2, which is simply to work half double crochets in the front middle bar of every stitch across. We will work 2 rows like this in the white and then change back to the pink and work 2 rows in the pink, and then continue repeating that until you have a total of 42 rows. Here I've completed rows 3 and 4 in white, and I'm just going to change back over to the pink. And for my project I decided to carry up the yarn, so to do this I'm just going to grab my pink that is still attached, and then I'm going to bring that up and use that as the last yarn over of my last stitch for row 4. So I'll yarn over with the pink, and that is how you carry your yarn up the side of your work. You may like how this looks, you may not like how this looks. If you're not a fan of it, then you can always clip your yarn every other row and weave in those ends, but it does leave you quite a handful of yarn ends to weave in. So this is just a little way around that. So again, I'm just going to chain 1, turn my work, Repeat row 2 for 2 more rows, and then switch back to the white and continue doing that until I have a total of 42 rows. Here you can see I've completed my 42 rows, and you can see this kind of knit look or chain look ribbing that we have on both sides of our work. Now all we have to do for this part is to fasten off our yarn ends. So I'm going to clip both the white and the pink because I carried them up. If you look on this side of my work, you can see what it looks like to carry our yarn. And if you look at this side of our work, this is what it would look like if you had woven in all your yarn ends. So this truly doesn't bother me. This is meant to be a practical crochet project for my own home, so I would much rather weave in less yarn ends. But if you really want it to look exactly like the other side of the project, then by all means clip your yarn and weave in those yarn ends for that nice clean look. Now what we want to do is to create a strap that we can button around our towel so that it doesn't fall off your oven handle. To do this, we're going to make a slip knot, insert our hook, and once again we are going to chain, but this time a chain of 33. Once we have a chain of 33, we are going to double crochet into the third chain from the hook. Once again, I'm working in the back bumps, but you do what is best for you when it comes to working into the chain. I'm simply going to work a double crochet in every chain across. And you'll notice that I'm not actually leaving a buttonhole, and that is because our 3/4 inch button can actually fit in between the double crochet stitches. And that's great because that makes this strap very adjustable. You can see here how working into the back bumps does leave a little bit nicer edge, but again, it's whatever works for you. Once you've double crocheted in every chain across, we are going to go ahead and fasten off. Leave enough of a yarn end because I'm going to use this yarn end to sew on our button. So I'm just going to yarn over and pull through the last loop on the hook and then gently pull tight to create a knot. I'm going to thread this yarn end into my yarn needle. And then I'm going to sew a button right at the end of our project. And I actually like the back side of this button. I just want it to be a wooden looking button. So that is what I'm going to sew on the outside. I'm just going to sew back and forth through these buttonholes, making sure I go through my stitch and not between stitches because that's going to make it more secure. And then I'm just going to knot these two yarn ends together and we will weave them in just a little bit. But I'm knotting it to make it a lot more secure. And now you can see how you can just button this in between any two stitches you want on the strap. Now we just need to add the strap to our towel and weave in our ends and we will be done. To do this, I'm just going to lay my towel lengthwise and I'm going to measure up about 7 to 8 inches from one short end. Then I'm going to find the middle of my strap, place that in the middle of my towel, and we're just going to work 2 or 3 little stitches right here along the same color as the strap to secure it in the center. So I'm just going to take my yarn needle and another strand of yarn, and I'm just going to sew 2 stitches right here in the center, and then we will knot those together and weave in our ends. So since this is going to be an item that will potentially get dirty and be washed, you definitely want to make sure you weave your ends back and forth a minimum of 3 times. That's going to keep your yarn ends from coming out in the wash. So I'm just going to clip this yarn in and then I'm going to show you how to fold this up. So you're going to take both ends and fold them halfway to the middle. You're going to take your bottom end and fold it up. This would be going around your oven handle or even your bathroom, one of those bathroom rings. And then you're just going to take your strap and button it together. And that is going to hold everything in place. Because one of the things that's my pet peeves is having kitchen towels land on the floor. So that was the idea behind adding a strap so this would stay in place. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, let me know in the comments below. If there's any other practical items you'd like to see me make tutorials for, also let me know. And as always, thank you so much for watching. That really helps my channel.